Welcome to Watches with Dennis, and today I want to go over some market trends on the Rolex Explorer. We're going to focus in on the last 6 months, so we'll start towards the end of 2021 and we'll go through the end of May of 2022 for this time that the video has been set. And I've decided to pick the 3 most recent Rolex Explorers. So let's start with the oldest model, that's the 114270. And so as you can see from the graph, for the 114270, the price pretty much has fallen gradually, but for quite a while now. There was a little bit of a bump up, but it was very, very minor. And before going further, I'll go ahead and note this is a watch that originally retailed back in the day at $5,050. So at the start of December, this watch was trading for $8,057. It reached its peak pricing on February 23rd, at least from the snapshots I've taken. I've done roughly weekly snapshots for these data points. And that was a value of $8,120. So it had gone up, but it hadn't even gone up $100 from where it started at the examination period's beginning. And then the current price, which is as of May 31st, 2022, is $7,226. So this watch has fallen 11% in this 6-month time frame from its peak price, but even going just back to the beginning of the 6-month period, it's already down 10.3%. So let's hop over to the recently discontinued Rolex Explorer 214270. Up until this point, the Rolex Explorer was very much known as a 36mm watch, and I'd say this of the 3 we're going to look at, of these most modern watches, is the one that appears the most different because of the sizing, and that's because the 214270 went up to 39 millimeters. Now, looking at our market data, this is a watch that incidentally retailed for $6,550 at the time it was discontinued, and it starts our examination period at $10,350. It started to climb and it reached a peak price on March 13th, 2022, and that price was $10,758. And the current pricing as of May 31st is $10,045. So not as extreme as we saw with the 114270. However, the 214270 is down 6.6% from its peak pricing in the 6-month period. And looking back to the start of our 6-month examination period, it is down 2.9% in market average pricing. So let's jump over to the current version of the Rolex Explorer. This is the reference 124270. I'd say the notable change is Rolex went back down to 36 millimeters. There is a two-tone version. This is only examining the stainless steel version. The two-tone has a different reference number. So this watch retails for $7,200. It was trading at $10,182 at the start of our examination period. It hit peak pricing on April 3rd, a little bit later than a number of other watches that I've examined over time. Most of the peaking that we've seen has been sometime in March, so just a tad later. But peak price for this version of the Explorer was $10,683, and the current end of May price is averaging out at $10,229. So this watch is different than the other two in that it is down 4.2% from its peak price in our 6-month examination period. However, it still is slightly higher than it was at the start of the 6-month period by only 0.5%. So here's a graph showing all 3 reference numbers together. The blue line represents the oldest of these 3 Explorers, the 114270. The orange line is the 39mm just discontinued 214270, and the gray line is the current production 124270. While one might think the 214270 and the 124270, the 2 most recent Explorers, would have possibly different audiences of appeal given that the 214270 is 3 millimeters larger than the current model, we are seeing price-wise, they perform very, very similar. In fact, at the start of the 6-month examination period, it was the recently discontinued model that was about $200 more than the currently produced model. But at this current point, at the end of our snapshot, we see it's basically flipped, and it's approximately $200 more now for the current model than it is the older model. Obviously, as you can see with the blue line being significantly lower, about $2,000 lower at the start of the 6-month period and about $3,000 lower at the end of the period, the 114270 is trading for significantly less than these two more recent Rolex Explorers. As we've discussed in several recent videos, I do believe by and large we are seeing a softening of the watch market corresponding with what we're seeing happening with stock investments, and this is no different. Obviously, any Rolex, other than maybe the Cellini line, is pretty much a popular watch for people to get, but the Rolex Explorer isn't really seen as a hype watch. So I wanted to take a look at these because they're often seen as very approachable. They have a lot of fans. The prices, even at peak activity, never got so insane that they were really out of reach from people that were considering them at the retail prices. All three of these watches are still trading above where they were trading at retail. And I think it's too soon to say whether the current one, the 124270, is actually going to be able to go secondhand for less than it sells for new. Conceptually, that might happen at some point, but I don't think we're anywhere near it yet. Based off this data, if price is your major concern and you want to get into a Rolex Explorer and you want to stay relatively modern, going for the 114270 is easily the best way to do it in terms of cost savings, unless, of course, you're able to get one at retail. Because even its current price, which is at its 6-month low of $7,226, that is still technically $26 more than what the 124270 sells for at retail. But anyway, that will do it for this video. Feel free to comment below with any thoughts you had about the analysis, or if there are watches you want me to possibly look at in the future. I'm always happy to take down suggestions and look and see whether or not there's data available to do an analysis. A lot of times there is, sometimes there isn't. It really just depends on the watch. But until next time, I'll say take care, everyone, and have a great day.